We live in a world where forgiveness is often celebrated, where second chances are seen as a virtue. And while that can be true in some cases, there are times when it's not about forgiveness. It's about protecting your peace, your growth, and your dignity. You see, not everyone who wrongs you deserves another opportunity to do so. Not every mistake can be excused with the idea of letting it slide again. There are people, situations, and behaviors in life that, when given a second chance, will only lead to more pain, more damage, and more disappointment. I'm not talking about the little mistakes that we all make in life. Those are human, they're forgivable. But I'm talking about the people who consistently take advantage of your kindness, the ones who repeatedly break your trust. I'm talking about the habits and toxic environments that drain your energy and limit your potential. Denzel Washington once said, "At the end of the day, it's not about what you have or even what you've accomplished. It's about who you've lifted up, who you've made better." But in order to lift others up, to make others better, we must first take care of ourselves. We can't lift others when we're weighed down by the same people or situations that keep pulling us back into a cycle of negativity. So when someone shows you who they really are, believe them. When a toxic situation reveals itself, recognize it. When you feel drained, disrespected, or unappreciated, that's your signal. Don't give it a second chance. You have a responsibility to yourself to grow, to thrive, and to succeed. That journey will be filled with people who build you up, but also those who want to tear you down. Your job is to know the difference and to be strong enough to walk away from what doesn't serve your future. Don't give second chances to disrespect. Don't give second chances to deceit. Don't give second chances to what threatens your peace and your progress. And most importantly, don't give second chances to anyone who doesn't value the first one. Be bold. Be unapologetic. Be strong enough to say no more. Your future depends on it. Life is too short to be weighed down by people or situations that do not contribute to your growth. We often hesitate thinking, what if I'm being too harsh? What if they change? But here's the truth. Change happens when someone values you and respects what you stand for. If they failed to see that the first time, why should you believe they'll suddenly see it the second time? Sometimes we hold on too long to what should be let go. We convince ourselves that another chance will fix the problem, but in reality, we are only prolonging our pain. When you've been hurt, deceived, or taken for granted, it's not your job to heal the person who caused it. It's your job to heal yourself and move forward. Let them learn their lessons on their own time. It's important to remember that walking away isn't a sign of weakness. It's a sign of self-respect. It's a declaration that you deserve better, that your time and energy are valuable. So when you make the choice to not give someone or something a second chance, you're not being unforgiving. You're being wise. You're protecting your peace, your mental health, and your future. You see, success in life, whether personal or professional, isn't just about what you gain, but about what you're willing to let go. It's about who you choose to surround yourself with and what you allow into your space. The more you clear out what's not meant for you, the more room you make for what is. Look around at the people in your life, the habits you've formed, the situations you're in. Ask yourself, are these things helping me become the best version of myself, or are they holding me back? If it's the latter, then you know what you need to do. Don't give them a second chance. Not the person who constantly disrespects your boundaries. Not the habit that undermines your goals. Not the mindset that keeps you stuck. Let it go. I'll leave you with this. Your future is worth protecting. Your dreams are worth fighting for, and you are worth more than a life filled with second chances for those who don't appreciate you. Be fearless in your choices. Be confident in your worth, and remember, sometimes the greatest act of strength is saying no more. We must realize that every no we give to the wrong people or wrong circumstances is a yes to ourselves. It's a yes to our growth, a yes to our peace, and a yes to our purpose. When we refuse to give second chances to what harms us, we are not closing the door out of bitterness. We are closing it because it no longer serves who we are becoming. We have to trust that there is more ahead for us, that the journey we are on is leading us to the right people, the right opportunities, and the right moments. But we cannot embrace those things if we keep going back to what already proved it wasn't meant for us. You see, life is not about collecting people or experiences that are half-hearted, temporary, or toxic. It's about building something meaningful with those who understand your worth, those who uplift you, and those who want to see you win. So, if someone shows you that they aren't aligned with your vision or your values, don't be afraid to let them go. Now, I'm not saying it's always easy. Walking away can be difficult. It can come with doubts, fears, and even loneliness at times. But I promise you this, choosing yourself is never the wrong decision. When you decide not to give a second chance to what's broken or harmful, you're choosing to invest in your own well-being, and that's the most powerful decision you can make. Think about the greats, those who have achieved remarkable things in their lives. They didn't get there by entertaining distractions or by allowing toxic relationships to linger. They made tough choices. They chose to prioritize their purpose over the things that could have derailed them. They refused to settle for anything that didn't align with their vision. And that's what I want for you. I want you to recognize your value. I want you to have the courage to say, "This is not what I deserve," and walk away when necessary. I want you to be bold enough to trust that when you close one door, another, one that's far better for you, will open. But that can only happen when you refuse to give second chances to what doesn't deserve one. In closing, I want you to take this message with you into every decision, every relationship, every opportunity that comes your way. Protect your space, protect your energy, protect your heart, and most importantly, protect your future. Don't give second chances to those who have already shown you their true colors. Don't give second chances to situations that drain your soul. And don't give second chances to anything that keeps you from becoming the best version of yourself. Stand firm, be unwavering, and always remember, you deserve the best, and it's up to you to make sure you receive it.
As you walk through life with this understanding, you'll begin to see a shift. When you stop giving second chances to what doesn't deserve it, the world responds differently. You'll start attracting people who respect your boundaries, opportunities that align with your purpose, and experiences that nurture your growth. But here's something crucial to remember. This shift begins within you. It's not just about refusing second chances for others. It's about refusing second chances for your old self too. That means not allowing yourself to fall back into the same bad habits, the same excuses, the same mindset that kept you stuck. You owe it to yourself to recognize when you're repeating old patterns, when you're settling for less, and when you're betraying your own potential. Sometimes, the second chance you don't need to give is to your own past mistakes. We're all guilty of it, telling ourselves, just one more time, or I'll start tomorrow, or this is good enough for now. But deep down, you know better. You know what you're capable of, and you know when you're falling short of that. The journey of growth isn't just about cutting out what's toxic from the outside. It's about cutting out what's holding you back from the inside. That self-doubt, that fear of failure, that hesitation to step out of your comfort zone, don't give them a second chance either. We often let fear keep us in situations we've outgrown because it's familiar. But here's the thing. Familiar doesn't mean good. Just because you've been in a job, a relationship, or a routine for a long time doesn't mean it's where you're meant to stay. Sometimes the best thing you can do for yourself is to close the door on the past, even if it's a past version of yourself. And yes, that's uncomfortable. Growth always is. But the discomfort is temporary, while the rewards of pushing past it are long-lasting. When you stop giving second chances to the wrong things, you're free to embrace the right things. You're free to chase your dreams without being tied down by distractions. You're free to surround yourself with people who see your worth without worrying about those who don't. So, let's make it clear. Saying no isn't selfish. Setting boundaries isn't being harsh. And refusing to give second chances isn't a lack of compassion. It's an act of love for yourself, for your future, and for the life you deserve. I want you to think about the things in your life right now. The people, the habits, the routines. Are they helping you grow? Or are they holding you back? Are you giving too many second chances where you should have already walked away? Make today the day you draw the line. Make today the day you take control of your destiny. Don't let anyone, anything, or even your own fears hold you back from what you're capable of achieving. You are stronger than you think. You are more powerful than you realize. And the moment you stop giving second chances to what doesn't deserve you, you will step into the greatness that was meant for you all along.
I want to remind you that the power to shape your life is entirely in your hands. Every decision you make, every boundary you set, and every second chance you withhold is a step toward creating the life you truly desire. The world will always test your resolve. There will always be people who try to push your limits, situations that challenge your strength, and moments where you may doubt yourself. But remember this, your value doesn't decrease just because someone else failed to see it. It doesn't diminish because you face difficult circumstances. Your worth is intrinsic, and it's your responsibility to protect it. When you choose not to give second chances to those who continually hurt, disrespect, or disregard you, you're making a bold statement about what you will and will not tolerate in your life. This sets the standard for how others should treat you, and it signals to the universe that you are serious about your own happiness and success. But I also want to talk about patience. When you decide not to give something or someone a second chance, you might feel a sense of loss or uncertainty. It's natural to question, what if I made a mistake? What if I'm being too harsh? But trust in the process. The rewards of your decision may not come immediately, but they will come. You see, patience and persistence go hand in hand. Don't rush back into old situations just because you're uncomfortable with the waiting. Sometimes the best things in life take time to manifest, but during that waiting period, you grow, you learn, you become stronger, more resilient, and more in tune with what you truly want. Remember, it's not just about what you say no to, it's also about what you're making room to say yes to. When you clear away the distractions, the people who don't have your best interest at heart, and the habits that keep you stuck, you create space for the right people, the right opportunities, and the right mindset to enter your life. And that's where the magic happens. That's when you find yourself surrounded by individuals who lift you up, who inspire you, and who push you to become the best version of yourself. That's when you find yourself in situations that align with your goals and your values. That's when you wake up every day with a sense of purpose, knowing that you're moving closer to your dreams. So don't be afraid to make those tough decisions. Don't be afraid to stand up for yourself, even when it feels uncomfortable or unfamiliar. The greatest breakthroughs often come right after the hardest choices. And I'll leave you with this thought. You are the author of your own story. You have the pen in your hand, and every choice you make writes the next chapter. Will you write a story of strength, resilience, and self-respect? Or will you allow others to keep rewriting your script for you? Don't give them a second chance. Don't give your past mistakes, your self-doubt, or anyone who doesn't value you a second chance to dictate your future. As we move forward together, let me remind you once again, the future you want begins with the decisions you make today. Every time you choose to protect your peace, stand firm in your values, and say no to things that don't serve your growth, you are carving out a path toward a brighter, stronger, and more fulfilling life. It's easy to fall into the trap of thinking that second chances will change things, that this time it'll be different. But history has a way of repeating itself when we allow the same people and situations to re-enter our lives without any real transformation. You see, second chances without accountability lead to the same outcomes. If nothing has changed, if no real growth or understanding has occurred, then giving someone or something a second chance only invites more of the same disappointment and pain. What you must understand is that you are responsible for your own happiness. No one else can take care of your dreams, your emotional well-being, or your future the way you can. So when you decide not to give second chances where they aren't deserved, you're taking control of your life. You're drawing a line that says, I know my worth and I will not compromise it for anyone or anything. And let me tell you, there's great power in that. People will notice when you begin to set boundaries, when you stop tolerating disrespect, and when you choose yourself over situations that bring you down. Some may not like it. Some may try to pull you back into the old dynamics where you gave chance after chance, where you sacrificed your own well-being for the comfort of others. But stand firm. Your growth, your peace, and your purpose are not up for negotiation. It's important to also talk about grace here. Just because you choose not to give someone a second chance doesn't mean you hold on to bitterness or anger. It means you release them with love and understanding, but from a distance. You can forgive without allowing them back into your space. You can wish them well, but know that your journey continues in a different direction. This is a form of strength too, a strength rooted in self-love and respect for the boundaries you've set. And this strength doesn't just apply to relationships with others, it applies to the relationship you have with yourself. Don't give your own limiting beliefs a second chance. Don't give the voice in your head that says, I'm not good enough, or I'm not ready, the opportunity to keep speaking. You've outgrown that narrative, and it's time to step fully into your potential. Every time you choose to move beyond fear, every time you silence that inner critic, you're making room for greatness to flourish. Because the truth is, life will always challenge you. There will always be tests, moments where you question whether you should stay the course or revert to old patterns. But in those moments, remind yourself of what you're fighting for. Remind yourself that your dreams, your goals, and your peace of mind are worth more than anything you've left behind. The best version of you is waiting on the other side of every decision you make today. When you refuse to give second chances to the things that hurt you, you're giving yourself the first chance at something extraordinary. So let this be the day you draw the line. Let this be the day you stop settling, stop doubting, and stop giving away pieces of yourself to those who don't deserve them. Let this be the day you commit fully to your growth, your happiness, and your future. Because when you stop giving second chances to the things that don't align with your purpose, you open up a world of endless possibilities for what's truly meant for you. Your life is a reflection of what you tolerate and what you refuse to accept. When you decide to stop giving second chances to the wrong people, the wrong habits, and the wrong mindsets, you are taking the reins of your life and steering it toward your highest potential. The journey you are on is not just about surviving, it's about thriving. It's about stepping into your full power and becoming the person you were always meant to be. But in order to thrive, you have to make choices that honor that vision of yourself. You have to be willing to say, enough is enough to anything that doesn't support your growth, your happiness, and your sense of purpose. And here's the truth. People will come and go. Some will cheer you on, and others will try to bring you down. Some will recognize your value, while others will try to undermine it. But you are the one who decides how you respond. You are the one who decides where to invest your time, energy, and love. When you choose not to give second chances to negativity, to disrespect, to behaviors that drain your spirit, you're setting a new standard. You're telling the world and yourself that you are worthy of better, that you refuse to settle for mediocrity, for empty promises, or for anything that doesn't align with the greatness inside you. It's not always easy. Walking away from people or situations that once felt familiar can feel like a loss. But what you're gaining is far more valuable, your freedom. The freedom to create a life that reflects your true self. The freedom to pursue your passions without distraction. And the freedom to surround yourself with people who lift you higher, not drag you down. Remember this, the only person who truly holds the key to your future is you. Not the people who let you down, not the mistakes you've made, not the obstacles in your path, you. You are the author of your own story, and it's up to you to decide what kind of story you want to tell. Will it be a story of resilience, of courage, of relentless pursuit of your dreams, or will it be a story of giving second chances to things that have no place in your life anymore? I encourage you to be fearless in writing your story. Be unafraid to close chapters that no longer serve you. Be bold enough to walk away from anything or anyone that doesn't add value to your journey. And most importantly, be compassionate enough to yourself to recognize when it's time to say no more. Life is short, and time is the most valuable resource you have. Don't waste it on things that drain you, on people who don't see your worth, or on habits that keep you stuck in the past. You deserve better. And the only way to ensure you get better is to stop giving second chances where they don't belong. As you move forward from here, take this with you. The power to change your life lies in the choices you make every single day. You are in control of your destiny, and every decision you make is a step toward either the life you want or the life you're willing to settle for. Choose wisely, choose bravely. And when it comes to protecting your peace, your progress, and your purpose, don't give them a second chance.
The power of saying no is one of the most liberating forces you will ever experience. When you refuse to give a second chance to things that no longer serve you, you are saying yes to something greater. Yes to your own potential. Yes to your dreams. And yes to a future that is full of possibility. Saying no to second chances isn't about holding grudges or living in fear of failure. It's about understanding that not everything or everyone deserves a place in your life. You don't owe anyone your time, your energy, or your forgiveness if they've repeatedly shown you that they don't value it. And that goes for your own bad habits and self-doubt as well. You don't have to keep giving second chances to the parts of yourself that hinder your progress. At its core, this idea of refusing second chances to the wrong things is really about self-respect. It's about knowing your worth and refusing to settle for anything less. It's about trusting yourself enough to walk away from what feels comfortable but isn't healthy, and having the faith that something better is waiting for you. And here's where the shift happens. Once you stop allowing certain things back into your life, you create space for the right things to enter. It's like cleaning out a garden. When you remove the weeds, the flowers have room to bloom. The same is true for your life. When you remove what's toxic, what's draining, and what's harmful, you give room for the good things to flourish. Positive relationships, opportunities that align with your goals, and habits that push you toward success. I want to make it clear that this isn't about perfection. We all make mistakes, and sometimes we stumble. But the key is not to stay stuck. Don't give the same obstacles the power to trip you up over and over again. Recognize when it's time to move on. Recognize when it's time to close the door for good. And when you do, something amazing happens. You start to trust yourself more. You start to believe in your own strength. Every time you choose to walk away from something that doesn't honor your worth, you send a message to yourself that you are capable of more, that you deserve more, and that you will not settle for less. Let's take a moment to imagine the kind of life you could create by making these bold choices. Imagine waking up every day surrounded by people who support your vision, by opportunities that challenge you to grow, and by habits that keep you motivated and energized. Imagine the peace of mind that comes from knowing that you no longer have to deal with situations or people that drain you. That is the life you create when you stop giving second chances to what doesn't deserve them. But here's the thing, no one can make these choices for you. No one can decide what's best for your future, except you. It takes courage to say no more, to walk away, to trust that better things are coming. But the reward for that courage is a life that's truly aligned with who you are and what you want. I challenge you to take a hard look at your life. Look at the relationships you're in, the habits you form, the routines you follow. Are they helping you become the person you want to be? Are they moving you closer to your goals? Or are they holding you back, keeping you stuck, and distracting you from your potential? If it's the latter, then it's time to make a change. It's time to take control of your life and stop giving second chances to the things that no longer serve you. It's time to stand up for yourself, to prioritize your own well-being, and to trust that walking away from what's wrong opens the door to what's right. I want to leave you with one simple truth. You are worthy of the best that life has to offer. You are deserving of love, of success, of happiness, and of peace. Don't let anything or anyone convince you otherwise. And the moment you stop giving second chances to what devalues you, the moment you choose yourself, is the moment your life begins to transform. Thank you for your time, your attention, and your commitment to living a life that reflects your true worth. As you leave here today, I hope you carry this message with you. Don't give them a second chance, because the life you deserve is waiting for you on the other side of that decision.
I want you to think deeply about the choices you'll face moving forward. Life is full of decisions, some small, some monumental, but each one shapes the trajectory of your future. Each decision to say no to things that don't align with your growth brings you closer to a future of fulfillment and purpose. This isn't just about relationships or external circumstances. This is about the relationship you have with yourself. It's about knowing when to walk away from patterns of behavior that limit you, from mindsets that keep you stuck in mediocrity. Every second chance given to the wrong person pulls you further away from your own potential. And time is something you don't get back. Every time you invest in something that isn't growing or pushing you toward the life you want, you're saying no to something that could have been better.